The construction of the Dechong-Funan Canal has started. Should Thailand help dig the Isthmus of Kra Canal? On August 5, the long-awaited Dechong-Funan Canal in Cambodia was finally dug. At the same time, the Kra Canal in Thailand, which had been shelved for many years, has once again caused widespread heated discussion. Many people believe that compared with the Dechong-Funan Canal, the Kra Canal is the key to breaking the Malacca Strait. So, should China help dig this canal? Let us take a closer look in this video. The Kra Isthmus Canal is a planned canal. This canal is built on the basis of the Kra Isthmus. The Kra Isthmus is located in the northern part of the Malay Peninsula on the south side of Thailand. It is the narrowest part of the peninsula and connects Chumphon and Ranong in Thailand. The isthmus is connected to the Indochina Peninsula in the north and the Malay Peninsula in the south. It is the southern boundary between Myanmar and Thailand, the boundary between the Gulf of Thailand and the Andaman Sea, and the boundary between the Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean. However, the 400-kilometer land on the south side of the isthmus is still Thai territory. The widest part of the isthmus is about 190 kilometers and the narrowest part is only more than 50 kilometers. As early as the Wanli period of the Ming dynasty in China, when Thailand was in the Ayutthaya dynasty, its king, King Naresuan the Great, proposed to build a canal with the help of the Kra Isthmus to connect the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. However, for various reasons, this canal project has only remained in the conceptual stage for hundreds of years. During the later Chakri dynasty, the fifth king Chulalongkorn once again mentioned the construction of a canal in the Kra Isthmus. Especially at the end of the 19th century, when shipping was popular, Chulalongkorn introduced advanced Western technology and thinking to Thailand, and the canal began to take shape. However, due to the lack of international cooperation at the time, Thailand could not afford it alone, and the canal project eventually came to nothing. Entering the World War II period, Japan continued to expand its sphere of influence in Asia. In order to strengthen maritime transportation in Asia and facilitate trade transportation, Japan also proposed the idea of digging the Kra Canal. Even after the end of World War II, Japan once showed a strong interest in building the canal. Until the 1970s and the beginning of this century, the Kra Canal project was repeatedly proposed by Thailand, but there was still no substantial progress. It was not until 2015 that Thailand approached China and the two sides jointly signed a memorandum of cooperation on the Kra Canal, and the canal finally had a definite construction plan. According to the plan, the Kra Isthmus Canal will connect Songkhla and Satan provinces in southern Thailand. It will be 102 kilometers long, 400 meters wide, and 25 meters deep. It is a two-way waterway, and the design will also consider meeting the needs of supertanker navigation. According to the original plan, the investment in building the Kra Canal will be as high as $28 billion, and the construction period will be 10 years. Later, the canal launched another northern route plan, which will connect Chumphon Province and Ranong Province, with a total length of only 90 kilometers. Although the distance is much shorter than the southern route connecting Songkhla and Satan, the route needs to pass through complex mountainous areas, so the project is more difficult and requires more investment. For a long time, international shipping has mainly relied on major straits and waterways between land and sea for cargo transportation. This has also enabled many countries with obvious geographical advantages to develop into important international transportation hubs. For example, Turkey, which controls the Black Sea Strait, Egypt, which controls the Suez Canal and the Strait of Malacca, Panama Canal, Kiel Canal, etc., among which there are naturally formed natural gas waterways and artificially excavated waterways. In particular, the opening of the Suez Canal has made it possible for ships from Europe to arrive in Asia to no longer need to detour around the Cape of Good Hope, saving a full 7,000 to 8,000 kilometers. However, this has also led to several key waterways along the way becoming the focus of geopolitical games among major powers, especially the Strait of Malacca. The Strait of Malacca is a long strait located between the Malay Peninsula and the island of Sumatra, with a total length of 1,080 kilometers and a narrowest point of only 37 kilometers. The strait is jointly governed by Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia, and is the most convenient and key international waterway connecting the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. The number of oil tankers entering the South China Sea from the strait every year is 3 times that of the Suez Canal and 5 times that of the Panama Canal. Not only oil, but more than 40% of China's export materials are also shipped to the Middle East, Africa, and Europe through the Strait of Malacca. For Northeast Asian countries such as China, Japan, and South Korea, this strait is a maritime lifeline related to energy security. However, since the strait is the key to the geopolitical game in the Indian Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and the Asian arena, it has always been regarded by the United States as an important part of the Asia-Pacific and Indo-Pacific strategic layout. Controlling the strait will help the United States deepen its strategic presence in the South China Sea. However, this situation will also pose a great hidden danger to China's maritime energy and trade transportation. But as we mentioned earlier, the Strait of Malacca is basically under the control of the United States, and even now even India is doing things here. There is a place called the Andaman and Nicobar Islands on the Malacca Strait route. In recent years, India has not only established a military base here, but also expanded docks, built airports, and established various supporting facilities. India has publicly stated that the Andaman Islands are equivalent to installing a gate for the Strait of Malacca. Whether it is open or closed at that time depends on India's mood. A few years ago, some Indian lawmakers proposed to cut off China's energy and freight channels. Therefore, it is of great significance for China to resolve the dilemma of the Strait of Malacca and open up the Indian Ocean. Today's Kra Canal is the most critical link to break through the Indian Ocean, and its importance can be seen. In this context, if the Kra Canal can be opened, cargo ships arriving in China from Europe and the Middle East can successfully bypass the Strait of Malacca. Therefore, the construction of the Kra Canal has far-reaching significance for China to get rid of the Malacca dilemma. Compared with the Strait of Malacca, the Kra Canal can save thousands of kilometers of voyage and a lot of transportation costs. It can be said that the construction of the Kra Canal has multiple strategic and economic significance that cannot be ignored. Recently, the construction of the Cambodian Dechong-Funan Canal, which was undertaken by China, has officially started. This canal is a river-sea transport project connecting the Mekong River to the White Horse Port in southern Cambodia. The canal is 180 kilometers long, with a planned total investment of $1.7 billion. After completion, it will not only help Cambodia connect to the sea and completely get rid of the shackles of Vietnam, but also help China open up a new transportation route to the Gulf of Thailand in the southwest inland. The Kra Canal can directly connect the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. It stands to reason that it will be more effective in helping China get rid of its dependence on the Malacca Strait. Now that the Dechong-Funan Canal has already started construction, should China help Thailand build the Kra Canal that has been planned for so many years? First of all, it is necessary to spend money to dig a canal, and it requires huge financial investment. The Kra Canal is planned to be 102 kilometers long, 400 meters wide and 25 meters deep. As early as 2015, the estimated construction cost of the Kra Canal in 10 years was as high as $28 billion. In addition, the construction of related infrastructure will cost more than $10 billion. If we take into account the problem of rising prices, the construction cost of building a canal has risen to $50 billion. How much money does Thailand have? Thailand's annual fiscal revenue is only $80 billion. It is undoubtedly difficult to ask Thailand to pay for digging a canal. Of course, because the Kra Canal will physically divide Thailand's territory into two parts, this may cause some concerns in Thailand, so it is necessary to coordinate interests between China and Thailand to create conditions for opening the Kra Canal. Secondly, although Thailand dreams of becoming an international shipping power by building the Kra Canal, in fact, due to hundreds of years of shipping, countries around the world have long formed the habit of taking traditional routes. Under the conditions of the Kra Canal, the transportation capacity after completion is difficult to reach the level of the Strait of Malacca, which makes it difficult for passing ships to form dependence on the Kra Canal. What's more, there is no need to pay tolls to pass through the Strait of Malacca. If the Kra Canal is opened, it will also be free of tolls like the Strait of Malacca. How can Thailand gain benefits from it in a short period of time? This means that it is difficult for this canal to recover its costs. Moreover, after the canal is built, subsequent maintenance will also require a lot of funds. If the canal's operating capacity cannot keep up, it will only be abandoned in the long run. Furthermore, the country that benefits most from the construction of the Kra Canal is Thailand, followed by Southeast Asian countries such as Myanmar and Cambodia. But the consequence that must be considered is that the canal will have a certain negative impact on Singapore. Singapore is located at the southeast entrance and exit of the Strait of Malacca and is a country that has developed by shipping. Once the Kra Canal is opened, it is very likely to cause huge losses to Singapore's related industries, leading to Singapore's overall decline and indirectly affecting the U.S. strategic deployment in the region. In this case, Singapore and the United States are very likely to put some pressure on Thailand in project construction. This will also lead to more difficulties and challenges for China to build the canal. It is also worth noting that China's construction of the Dechong-Funan Canal, together with the China-Laos Railway, the China-Laos-Cambodia Railway, and the China-Thailand Railway, are all part of China's transportation network in Indochina. In the future, they will complement each other and become the key channel for China's southwestern inland areas to go to the sea. But the Kra Canal is another logic. It can even be said that even if it is built, it cannot be integrated into China's transportation system in Indochina or even the entire Southeast Asia. In other words, for China, there is not much need to build the Kra Canal. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more great content. See you next time.